Yo, TDF gang, what is up? What is up? What is up? Today is the day where we introduce the first project car to the channel. I know I'm excited for this. I hope you're excited for this as well. Just stay tuned and we'll be right back with this project car. Oh yeah. There she is. So I guess I do a quick little walk around of the car. Just walk around. Yeah. So it needs a little bit of work. So first things first, it's not like mandatory, but I do want to kind of convert this car to like M5 style. So I want to get an M5 front bumper as well as an M5 rear bumper. I do want to get new headlights. You can see these are definitely like really oxidized. I kind of started restoring them simply because it didn't pass the inspection. The car didn't pass inspection, so that's the main issue right now. Trying to get the car done to pass inspection. The wheels, I plan on keeping the wheels. Thinking about maybe painting them. Not really sure what color yet. Have a few colors in mind. But, like I said, back bumper, I do want to replace that. It looks kind of ugly right here. The paint's chipping and everything. But I just want to replace it to M5 anyway. Other than that, there's not much to do on the exterior. I've been playing around with the idea of getting a wing. I don't really know, like just like a low profile wing and maybe a rear window spoiler of some sort. But that's pretty much it for the outside. Of course, as you can see, this fitment is horrible. Freaking boat. Okay, it's not that bad for a stock car, but it's gotta be lowered. So I'm definitely planning to get some coilovers. I'm gonna lower that as well, and I guess we'll look in the engine bay now. Replace that too. So as you can see, I've been doing a little bit of work in the engine bay. There are a few things we had to fix in here. First of all, another thing that didn't pass inspection was the belt. We had to replace the belts. They were cracked. The belts are right there. Haven't replaced them yet because in the process of removing the fan clutch, we happened to crack the water pump pulley. Have another pulley coming in the mail. Other than that, as far as the engine bay goes, we gotta replace the water pump pulley, replace the belt. I do want to get a cold air intake. Some people say it really doesn't make that big of a difference, but that big bulky air box is not gonna work. So cold air intake is definitely coming soon. Other than that, I guess I'll just give you a little overview. It's pretty clean. The previous owner took care of it, but this right here, we cleaned up that. It was kind of dusty, but like that dusty. But we cleaned it up. It's cool. I think that's it for the engine bay. I do need to get more coolant because we did drain the radiator in order to change the belts. Other than that, the engine bay is good. Now, other than the engine bay, what's left is just the interior. So I guess we'll get to that now. As far as the interior goes, like for my goals for the interior, I do want to keep like a stock interior. Like I said, I don't know if I mentioned it, but the plans for this car is simply to have a like a daily race car in a sense, but I don't want it to be full race car. I want it to be a daily car that I could just have fun with, right? So there's no plans for a roll cage or gutting the interior. Pretty much everything in the interior is going to stay the same, except for a few things that I plan to change around. But before we get too far into the plans for the car, I do want to give out one big disclaimer, and that's this. Yeah, I don't think I'm ready for this. Yep. Unfortunately, it's an automatic, right? But oh well, I'll make it work. I was looking for my first car. This is my first car. When I was looking for my first car, I didn't want an automatic car. I was looking at quite a few options. I was looking at Miatas, Civics, looked at a few like older Mustangs and Camaros, Trans Am, things of that nature. I wanted something that was manual and something that was either powerful or something that was fun, right? And there was a short period of time I was looking at BMWs, right? So as I was looking at BMWs, mainly E36s, a couple E30s. Hold on. E36s, a couple E30s. I was looking at E46s as well. And then, yeah, I kind of fell off in my BMW stage where I was like really wanting a BMW, because I realized that parts would cost a lot more. It might be a little harder to find and stuff like that. But my parents got a hold of the idea. Well, when they found out that I was looking for a BMW, of course they started looking a little bit themselves. And yeah, basically what happened, we have a close family friend. He had this car. This is his car. And he decided to sell it at the same time where I was looking for a BMW specifically. So since it's a family friend, we already know the guy. We know he takes care of the car. My parents was like, it's like a good deal. He's willing to cut you a deal. We know he took care of it. I think you should just go ahead and get this. So I really, even though I was buying the car, my opinion really didn't matter too much, in the overall decision. But ultimately, I'm happy with the car. I know it's automatic. It's not really what I wanted, but for the short period of time where I was actually able to drive the car, it was definitely fun. Like, I made it fun, you know what I'm saying? But I do have plans to get a manual car. Also, when I bought this car, I was 15 years old. So, I thought about doing the video, I probably would still do the video anyway. But if you want me to do a video on how I was able to afford my own car at 15, definitely drop that in the comments if you're watching this video. But like I said, regardless, I'll probably do the video anyway. But yeah, so I guess I'll just kind of discuss a few things, a few problems in the interior that need to be fixed. So yeah, let's get into that. Alright, so the first problem, it's not really a problem, but the steering wheel. It's the stock steering wheel. And being that I want to start racing, I do want to get a quick release. But also another reason for me to get a quick release is I'm not that tall. I'm 5'9", but when I get in the car, there are times where my knees hit the steering wheel. I did not mean to roll the window down. Okay. Time my knees hit the steering wheel, especially when I'm getting in. So it's like the way I have the steering wheel is all the way up, right? All the way up. It doesn't move, right? That makes it easier for me to get in, but it's still sometimes a hassle, doing one leg at a time. And really this driving position with my hands so high up, I mean, it's cool. I make it work, but I prefer it to be a little lower. So to have to adjust the steering wheel every time I want to drive is a problem. So I am playing around with the idea of getting a quick release for this, just so I can remove it when I get in the car, make it easy. I have all the leg room in the world, and then when I get ready to drive, I just put the steering wheel on, and by that time I guess the hub would be adjusted to like the actual driving height that I wanted to be at. So that's the first problem I'm going to discuss, but not the biggest problem. The biggest problem is this right here, right? The window doesn't work and it's down. That is a huge problem. Quick story, when I went in for inspection, right? The day before inspection, I drove the car to school normally. I didn't have this problem right here. But, of course, something went wrong, right? So, something went wrong between, that day and the next day when I took it for inspection. And apparently now the window does not work. It will not roll up or down. So, okay, I'm hoping that the cause is minor, but the problem that it's causing is very major. You know what I'm saying? The window being down, especially being, I don't know if you can tell, but probably can't see the raindrops, but it's raining, you know. It's been raining a lot this year so far. And with my window, not being able to roll my window up is a problem, because I already have another issue on the interior. The back door is leaking, so water gets in through the back door. It's like a common problem with this E39 chassis, right? So I have to fix that, but there's water getting in there, and then I have water getting in front through the window, and that's a huge problem because water inside the car is not a good thing, right? So I have to figure out what's wrong with this. Honestly, I'm kind of thinking that the window just fell off track, because I'm going to hit the button, right? I don't know if you can hear it on the camera, but the motor is definitely working, but the window's not moving. So I'm thinking maybe the window just fell off the track, or something's in the way inside the door jamb, or something of that nature. So yeah, that's definitely something I have to figure out. Other than that, on the interior, everything is cool. One problem though, it's not really a big problem, but I do need to get a radio. Well, I don't have to get a radio, but I gotta hook this radio up. And honestly, I don't really want this radio. I want one with an aux cord or Bluetooth or something, you know. But either way, I gotta get a radio hooked up, right? So here's the problem. So the previous owner was, you know, really into like sound. So he had a some form of amp set up, you know. I don't really know much about sound, so don't roast me for my, you know, terminology that I'm using. But he had all this big setup, you know. I'm sure he had a subwoofer, because he actually removed the back into that, so now the armrest just falls back. Not a big problem. Nobody really sits back there as of now. But yeah, his whole setup, you know, when he sold me the car, he basically took his stuff out, you know. So the wires are kind of just all over the place at this point. So we got to figure out where to put these wires, and I want to figure out my radio setup, because I do want to have a subwoofer as well. So I got to figure out how I'm gonna do that. I got to figure out how to wire it up, figure out whether or not I'm going to keep this radio or get another one. So yeah. But other than that, you know, this is a pretty solid car. You know, like I said, it is, well, I don't know if I mentioned it, but it's not running at the time I showed you. The belt's not on the car. So once I get that water pump pulley, I can attach the belts that I purchased back to the car. We can get the car running again. When I get coolant, I need gas. I do need an oil change. So, I mean, I'm going over problems. I'm just mentioning the things that need to be fixed, right? So in order for this car to pass inspection, the things that failed, of course, it's this window that I mentioned. I need 3 out of 4 new tires. So I'm just going to get 4 new tires. They said the headlights, that what do you call it, oxidation on the headlights, you know, it's not going to pass. So I don't really have all the money right now to get the new headlights that I want, but I am working on restoring these headlights just so I can pass inspection. One thing that didn't pass inspection, this rear window back here had tint on it when I went in. It said it was too dark. I removed that tint since then. Also on the back, the third brake light, or the brake light in the rear window, they said it was blinking or something of that nature. Haven't really been able to diagnose that problem yet, or even see what they were talking about. So I got to figure out what's wrong with that. I got to diagnose that problem. I think that was it that didn't pass inspection. Oh, windshield wipers, simple. I just get some new windshield wipers. This one right here is a little worn, the driver's side windshield wipers. So replace those. I think that was it. So I've already, like I said, I got the new belt for the engine bay. I took the tint off. Another thing that didn't pass was the ball joint was bad on the driver's side. We replaced the old tie rod. So yeah, in order to pass inspection, that's what I need to get done. But like I said, I do want to convert this car to a daily race driver car. A daily race driver car? What? A daily race car, right? So being that's the case, I do need to do a couple interior mods to accommodate for a fire extinguisher somewhere in here. I don't plan on doing any weight reduction like I mentioned. Oh yeah, I need to get coilovers for the car. I'm messing around with a few options. I want to reach out to a few companies to see if I can, you know, maybe get sponsors for the build. That would be cool. So yeah, I wanted to get coilovers for the car. In addition to that, like I said, well, it's not really part of the race car thing, but I do want to clean these wheels up. I don't think I showed you all the wheels. So another problem with Project E39 is its wheels. Gosh, it's so ugly. but yeah, I gotta clean these. But it's like the clear coat, I guess, of some sort is chipping, and the wheels are starting to get these little pinholes, you know, this oxidation on the wheels, you know. So I do want to clean this up, seal this. I have some stuff to seal it, so I want to clean it up, seal it, and then paint over the wheels like I mentioned earlier. But ultimately, even if it's not, it's just ugly. So I want to fix that. I want to paint them up, make them look nice. But as far as race car mods go to the car, I'm gonna keep it to a minimum because, like I said, I do still want to daily it. So I've also been toying around the idea of welding the diff because LSDs for this car are entirely too expensive. So maybe I'll weld the diff and do a little bit of drifting too. That'd be fun. But yeah, so just a little overview, you know, as far as performance mods. The cold air intake I mentioned when I was looking in the engine bay. I do want to get it tuned after the cold air intake. Coilovers for the car. I need to get a fire extinguisher for the interior. The wheels are good. I've been toying around the idea of upgrading the brakes, you know, and when I do get coilovers for the car, I'll probably need some wheel spacers as well. So I'm looking into those. No plans to replace the seats as of now, but yeah, that's gonna wrap up this video for the most part, I believe. If I think of anything else later, I'll probably just add it in. But yeah, it's gonna wrap it up. So if you stayed this far, thank you for watching. Even if you didn't, still thank you for watching. But like I said, this has been an introduction of Project E39. Right, so hopefully, you know, if you want to see this content, stay tuned, hit that subscribe button, you know, and down in the comments, tell me some things that you think would be cool mods. Maybe list some companies that you think would be willing to sponsor me, or companies that I should at least look into for certain parts. List some parts down in the comments as well that I might not have thought about that I should, you know, modify on the car. You know, like the video if you liked it. That's pretty much it. That's gonna wrap up this video. Once again, thanks for watching, and see you next time, TDF gang.